Hi, welcome to the Student Success course for You Succeed students. This is going to be a brief little video on how to navigate in our classroom. I've been remiss in getting this up, and I think some of you could use some help and some tips on how to live in your You-Learn course. First thing you'll notice is that we got all these wonderful blocks over here. Lots of great information, who made some posts, recent activity, who's online, looks like me only, activities. I'm looking at this as a student. And for me, I like to have lots of wide open spaces on my classroom. So I do this, I dock everything. I just click right there and it pretty nicely puts it off to the left there. And I can do the same thing over here. Puts everything to the left and gives me a much wider open. So if I want to navigate, I can still click on here and I can go to all of my courses, or I can navigate with inside the course. Click outside of it, it goes back away again. This is called the breadcrumb trail up here. It allows you to navigate back some if you are in an area that you want to. We basically have three forums that send email notifications. I think we've got the problem fixed. So if you get an email notification from the news forum, you can't reply to that, but you then know that there's been a posting in the news forum, and you can come in here and open it up and take a look and see what the announcements are and be able to read them. Use the breadcrumb trail to go back to the beginning of the course again. Social forum, that's just for anything you want to talk about. Private thread, that's the important one. That's where you and I individually, as a little twosome, can talk about things. I'll also sometimes put notifications up there. If I need to get only to 4 or 5 of you, that's the best way as opposed to putting it in a news forum. This is your book. It's a flash book, so you need to only be able to do this on computers that are able to do that, and not be able to do that on iPads. I'm sorry for that inconvenience, but as you click it open, you can notice that you have your entire chapter to be able to read. You can actually print it if you would like to. I'm not sure why you'd want. That's going to be a little pricey, but if you wanted to print a page or something out of it in particular, you could do that. I'm going to close this and go back to the course. Right now you have 2 modules that are open, the Getting Started module and the Goal Setting module. I'm going to open up the Getting Started module, and the very first thing that you will see is to click the questions and concerns form. That's particularly for questions that you might have about this particular module, and it's not of private nature. You always have instructions for getting started. I'll give you the objectives, what you're going to do in that particular lesson, reading that you're going to do, watching a presentation. This is a homebrewed one. This is one I made. It's going to not look nearly as nice as the next ones that you're going to see, but nonetheless, each lesson has indeed that feature, having instructions that you need to read. And we know real students read instructions. And then this is your timeline for getting things done. It's a checklist. You can click things off as you got them done. It saves it so that when you come back, okay, I know I did this now, and I move on to the next part of my lesson. And then I can go back to my Getting Started module. And here I've got my Getting Started module. You do have a presentation. I realize it's text, and so it's pretty boring, but the information is important. Just click on it, and you can see each of the different little chapters within inside of it and the pages that are there. If you just start at the beginning and read through, you can actually click and move to the next one and read it. Now, if there is, for any ever reason, like when you were looking at your syllabus, which one of the objectives that you had to do was read your syllabus, you can actually, when you go over here to administration, you can print the book, which is all of these pages, or you can print just the chapter. So that gives you an opportunity to, if you want to print out the information, put it in a notebook, you can. I'm not requiring you to do that. Let's go back to Getting Started module. One of the other big things that you needed to do was read the syllabus. And you click on the syllabus. It's just a book, just like what you saw. Everybody wants to get down to course requirements and expectations, but please read the rest of these pages and click through, and you'll notice that there's information that you might find valuable, especially academic course policies, general course policies, but obviously course requirements, and that's where you have the ability to see what we're going to do and how we're going to grade it, and how it's broken out that way. I'm going to go back to to the opening of the course. Then I'm going to go back over here to getting started. And you'll notice all the way down at the bottom, if I get down here, there is a way to go to the next lesson by clicking there. Now there is a lot of information here. You don't need to know all this. You just need to know that it's here in case you need it. Particularly information about ULearn-Helps or the Student Advantage program so that you can get Office 2013 onto your computer. So there's all kinds of good stuff there, but don't worry, you're not going to see it each and every time that you come in. The next thing you're going to do is go over and get to know each other and click right here, and then you can see we started getting in there. And the responsibility you have is to make an initial post, which will be worth 30 points. Then you come back a couple days later and you respond to 2 other students, 10 points each for making a response. As you can see here, Chelsea has made a response, there's been 3 replies, Emily's made a posting, there's been 2 replies, so forth and so on. And I will go through and check your answers and see how you're doing, maybe give some comments. But I don't want to intrude in your conversation. I want you to get to know each other. I'll do also a little page on me so that you know who I am and what I do. We'll go back to the Getting Started module. And your next assignment is an online learning readiness assignment. You're going to download the assessment using a word processor. You're going to answer the question, what do you plan to do to prepare for your online experience? It's not a hard document. It's about a 1-page document. This will give you information about your perceived readiness for online learning, and then that will give you an opportunity. And once you're ready, you'll do an add submission, and then you will navigate over here to uploading a file. You'll browse for that file. You'll find the file that you want. I'm just going to put in something bogus here so that I've got something that went in. And I'm going to open it. It'll pop up here and upload the file, and there it is. And then save your changes. I'm going to cancel it so I don't have that actually in there. Go back over to the Getting Started module. Your final thing that you need to do is a short little quiz. That quiz is based a lot on this, your online learning activity for presentation, and of course it's going to be based on the reading in your textbook at this point in time, where it talks chapter 1 in Online Learner, chapter 5 in the Online Learner book, your book. So that is kind of an overview of the Getting Started module. Lesson 1 is a little more professional and has been produced for us by Pearson Publishing, and you'll see when you get there how much different it looks like. Here's your instructions. Okay, and you go through the objectives there, and you're going to take a wonderful inventory in this lesson. And it's not difficult to do. I'm going to wait and actually do a little piece on that separate on the smarter measure. But initially you've got your reading to do, you got your presentation, you got your checklist to follow, you got a discussion board, you got an assignment, making choices, and then taking an inventory and responding to a couple of the reports from that and taking a quiz. Basically, we're going to do 5 or 6 modules over the 8 weeks, so you're doing 1 module or 1 lesson a week, so the pace is not as hard as it is in some of the other courses. Well, I hope this has been helpful in your navigation of your course. I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you and help you be a success here at You Succeed.